Great. Hey everybody, today is October 15th. I'm Mr. Sheridan and this is our natural resources class for today. Hope you're all having a great day. We are going to get started with, first of all, those of you who were in class on Tuesday or saw the instructional video, I apologize. I was not allowed to share that presentation with you for you to be able to go through. So I completely deleted that account or that assignment, and we're going to move on. We had talked a little bit about some of the crops that were grown in the state of Michigan and in the Midwest. We are going to move on to focusing on another part of the plant, and specifically as it pertains to corn and soybeans, we're going to talk about roots today. So I'm going to run through this presentation, and then in your Google Classroom, there are two instructional videos from another gentleman who does a really nice job of walking through the two different types of roots that we're going to focus on, and then focusing on specifically the parts of the root and kind of gets down in the weeds a little bit. So there's a couple videos for you to watch after our instructional video here, and those are only about 10 minutes combined, so it won't take very long. So we're going to talk about roots. Roots obviously are underground. They're what anchor plants. They also absorb water and nutrients. So all of our minerals and things that plants are taking up from the ground, all of the things that plants need besides sunlight in order to create photosynthesis and complete photosynthesis are taking place in the roots. A few different types of root tissue that we're not really going to focus on. This is the biggest thing that we need you to know. You need to know the two major types of root systems, that there is a taproot system and a fibrous root system. In our taproot system, so this is the super important part, folks. I need you to know that taproots typically happen in dicotyledons. And what that means, we've talked about monocots and dicots before. These are dicots. What happens is when it comes out of the ground, there's two shoots, okay? A dicot, the best example of it is a soybean plant. When you see them in the springtime, when they first come out of the ground, boom, they'll have two leaves that first come out of the ground. So those type of plants are gonna have a taproot system. So the best example of when you think about the actual root is a carrot or a turnip or a lot of those, or a radish, the plants that actually go down and they end up sending so much of that energy to their root, or they store that energy in their root. And that's why we pull those and we can actually use them as food. The other type of root system, so we've got a taproot, that's soybeans and carrots. That's our taproot system. Then we have a fibrous root system, and this is present in monocots. Monocots of grasses would fall into monocots. Grass like you see out in your yard, and a corn plant also in the grass family. And when it comes out of the ground, it's going to have one shoot that comes up out of the ground. It's going to have a fibrous root system, which is going to have this extensive mass of smaller, widely spread out roots, as opposed to one taproot that comes down out of the plant. So there's a few different types of those. As we dive even farther deep down into there, we've got our fibrous roots, which goes into our in our tap roots. Then we also have a few other types of root systems. So this is our taproot again, our carrots. I don't know how they got this picture. They had these carrots growing along a glass window or something like that, but it does a good job of showing us exactly what, because I've seen this picture in other places too, so it might be photoshopped, I don't know. But it's a cool picture that shows exactly how those plants are growing, where those carrots are in that system. So our taproot, and we're going to learn more about taproots as we move forward. So lateral roots are simply a characteristic of a root that's actually spreading out away from the plant itself. Adventitious groups or roots are actually roots that grow from different parts. You'll see a lot of these types of roots with plants that spread very easily in your flower beds and that sort of thing, that are going to come out of the ground and then go back down and grow up as a new plant. And then fibrous roots, and this is an example of a coconut tree, which actually, if you blow this up, looks very, very similar to the base of a corn plant. So if you go out into a field right now that's either been harvested or not, if you look at the base of a corn plant, it's going to look very similar to this. And the idea is that there's all these fibrous roots that come right out of the bottom of that corn plant. So that's what we're going to cover here in class. What I want you to do now is go into your Google Classroom, click on week number 9, and you're going to watch these two videos. So you're going to start with root types. It's going to break down even more the difference between tap roots and fibrous roots. And then this does a really nice job of going in and specifically talking about mostly in a tap root, but also in a fibrous root. But in a tap root where it's thicker, it's going to talk about the actual terminology that we use and how roots grow and that sort of thing. So after you finish those 2 videos, I want you to come in here and do the systems quiz. Just very short, shouldn't take very long, and we'll get you through that. So if you have any questions, please feel free to email me anytime. We will be back again tomorrow and work on an FFA Friday. So I hope you're all having a great day, and we will talk to you soon.